Hi, my name is Stephen D. Snyder, and I am with the John Lennon Tour Bus. This is a great organization. They go around the country 10 months out of the year, helping kids film videos. And I have a very special guest with me today, the legendary, very famous, very talented music producer and mixer, Mr. Tony Maserati. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How long have you been in the business, Tony?
Whoa. Long time. I've been doing music since I was 18, recording, doing live sound, that sort of thing. I've actually not done any other job in my life, so it's been quite a run. And I just moved to Los Angeles, so kind of starting a new thing too.
Sure. And that's a very interesting aspect, that you've only known music and only done, not a lot of people can say that. And really, is that what you were always interested in as a kid, and is that really what got you into it?
Yeah, I think I'm no different than any other aspiring artist or music lover. It's something that I always imagined myself doing, and from a very early age, wanted to record and create music myself, and went to Berklee School of Music, and kind of started realizing that there was a profession to it as well, which, as a young kid, you don't really understand that, and but that's all I've known. So.
What type of programs do you like to use whenever you are mixing and doing the albums? What do you prefer to use?
I depend on and use Avid Pro Tools. It's my main mixing DAW system, and I use their hardware as well. I use their control system. I do everything through Pro Tools. Of course, there's lots of plug-in software from Waves and Soundtoys and Softtube and lots of people like that. Third-party plug-in software, which is great. There's lots of instrument software that we use. So we implement a lot of different programs to make a mix or produce a song.
Okay. And what are you working on now? Is there anything that you'd like to talk about that you're, since you moved to LA, that you're really delving into?
Yeah, I'm working on currently the new Jason Mraz record. We just released first single called I Won't Give Up. Went to #1 iTunes last week, which was great. And my Lady Gaga single Marry the Night was #1 Billboard last week. So having a good week.
Having a great week.
Yeah, very good week. Very happy.
What advice would you give for a young student or somebody who wants to go to a vocational school to learn, or somebody who just wants to get into the industry, to kind of maybe either emulate what you've done or to get into the industry? Do you recommend schooling or an assistantship? I mean, what advice would you give for a student or somebody?
I think the best advice I can give really is to don't get stuck with one idea of who or what you should do. When I first started, I thought I wanted to be an artist, or I thought I wanted to be a composer or a songwriter, or a player, that sort of thing. And luckily I went to Berklee School of Music and saw the level of musicianship, the level of composition, and realized that I was better at technical things, and I am. Recording and mixing came very natural to me. So I had to make a shift, and I continually make shifts and change my direction, whether it be from producer to mixer, or coordinator to manager to publisher to label, A&R, whatever it happens to be. So understanding business, understanding the music business, I think should be what a young person should endeavor to do. And there's a lot to it, like any business. It's not just being an artist, because it's very difficult. So I don't know if that helps,
Yeah.
but I think that's what the advice I would give.
Okay. And so what kind of time frame do you really spend on? I mean, you're really busy, obviously. What kind of a time frame does it take? Because you do make art. You do help the musicians really fine tune their craft, and what you do is artwork in and of itself. So what kind of a time frame and commitment does that take from you in the studio generally?
Well, the Jason Mraz record is going on its 4th month. We're working on about 20 songs. I think Jason probably recorded closer to 40 or more. I don't really know exactly. Of course, he's been working on it for quite a long time, probably over a year. So there's a huge time investment to make a record. I get pretty invested in the work that I do. There are those projects. I'm also working with an artist, Robert Francis, which I just got the files for yesterday, and we'll have to deliver a mix by Monday. So there are those as well. And Lady Gaga was a very short notice kind of thing. They had been working on it for quite a while, and they needed some help. So they asked me to be involved, and that was kind of furious, 10 days of mixing, and it came out great, and I'm very proud of it and very happy. So it varies, but when I'm given time, I'm all in, very deep into it.
Okay. And my last question for you is: do you see the industry going anywhere? Do you see it going in a new, different direction, or what do you see as the new thing that might be coming out soon?
Wow. That's a half an hour answer right there. I think that it's moving and shifting like every business. We've seen a lot of contraction in our business. Labels have shrunk, consolidated. Retail outlets have gone out of business. All that sort of thing. But I do think that we are seeing a lot of new outlets. People are stretching and reaching for markets in other continents that normally they would avoid or not even consider to be viable. And there's a lot more back and forth with other markets, and there's a lot of innovation going on. I think that the generation that was involved in creating a situation where music is shared and is virtually free are now involved in trying to figure out how to make a living out of it. And I think we're going to see some really interesting things happen because of that. The people who are running management companies and running or involved in labels and running their own labels are the very same generation that participated in removing a lot of the walls and leveling the playing field in distribution. So they're now figuring out ways to monetize the music again. And I think that those are really important things, and we're seeing that happen now. So I'm very, very excited about the possibilities.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure with talking with you, and with guys like you in the industry, it's no wonder music is so successful. So, yeah. Once again, I was with world famous and very talented music producer and sound engineer and mixer Tony Maserati aboard the world famous John Lennon tour bus. Thank you very much.